A Sioux Center, Iowa mom is on a mission to make more family time for other families struggling with kids using those electronics during what could be a time to connect. So she launched a podcast called Trivia for Kids. It has listeners that are all over the world now. KTIV's Taylor Deckert stopped by her home as they work on a milestone episode.
And welcome to this week's episode of Trivia for Kids, the podcast. I'm Casey.
Trivia for Kids, recorded locally in Sioux Center, Iowa, was the idea of Casey Clousing she had on a road trip several years ago.
We were actually listening to a trivia podcast, an adult one, and the kids were in the back playing on their tablets and whatever. And once in a while, the girls would chime in with an answer to the podcast, and we were like, oh, they're listening.
She was on the hunt to find a podcast they could all play together, but there was nothing that fit. So the accountant by trade turned trivia host grabbed a mic and a camera and set off on a venture that would lead to years of family-friendly content.
This is Trivia for Kids, where it's not just for adults anymore.
We're doing episode 150. Trivia fun. Are you guys ready? Oh, yeah.
Clousing's children, Quinn, Brooks, and Wren, each have discovered their favorite category of trivia.
I really like the games and candy ones. Riddles. Sports.
Round one is all about movies.
Trivia for Kids has had over 10 million downloads. The Clousings playing along with anyone listening.
We have listeners in Australia. There was one from Singapore and Japan. The most interesting one, we got somebody from the Kingdom of Bhutan wrote in, and John Stamos.
Clousings want to share a message that there's always a way to stay more engaged and have fun during your family time.
It's like you need a brain break. You need something to stimulate. You need conversation. You need laughter together. And that's really what our podcast tries to do, is just have something that families can have fun with. Round two is all about books.
In Sioux Center, Iowa.
Question one.
Taylor Deckert, KTIV News 4.
The 150th podcast episode is out now on all platforms where you get your podcasts like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube.